The basketball world continues to mourn the heartbreaking loss of Brandon Clarke as new details surrounding his funeral service begin to emerge, bringing together teammates, coaches, fans, and members of the wider NBA community in an emotional tribute to one of the league's most respected players. Following the shocking news of Clarke's passing at the age of 29, tributes poured in from across the sports world almost immediately. Players, former coaches, college teammates, and fans all shared memories of the energetic forward whose relentless effort and humble personality made him one of the most admired figures both on and off the court. Now, as preparations for his final farewell move forward, the emotional weight of the tragedy continues to grow. According to individuals close to the situation, Brandon Clarke's funeral service is expected to be a deeply personal ceremony centered around family, faith, and remembrance. Those familiar with the plans say the service will reflect Clarke's quiet personality and strong connection to the people closest to him, rather than focusing on public spectacle. Sources connected to the basketball community indicate that several members of the Memphis Grizzlies organization are expected to attend, including current and former teammates who shared years alongside Clarke during his NBA journey. Coaches, trainers, and longtime staff members are also believed to be preparing private tributes honoring his impact within the organization. Although official details regarding the exact location and timing remain private, it is understood that the ceremony will likely include both family-focused memorial elements and moments dedicated to his basketball legacy. Brandon Clarke's rise through basketball was one of determination and persistence. Before becoming an NBA standout, he built his reputation through hard work and steady development, eventually becoming one of the most dominant players in college basketball during his time at Gonzaga University. At Gonzaga, Clarke became known for his defensive intensity, shot-blocking ability, and athletic finishing around the rim. His performances during the NCAA tournament helped turn him into a national star, and his energy on the court quickly made him a fan favorite. That same energy followed him into the NBA after he was selected by the Memphis Grizzlies. While he was never the loudest player on the roster, Clarke earned respect through consistency, discipline, and team-first mentality. Teammates often described him as someone who brought positivity into every locker room and every practice. Following the announcement of his passing, emotional reactions spread rapidly throughout the league. Memphis Grizzlies players shared heartfelt messages across social media, with many expressing disbelief and heartbreak. Fans gathered outside arenas leaving flowers, candles, jerseys, and handwritten messages honoring Clarke's memory. Highlight videos from throughout his career also resurfaced online, reminding fans of the explosive plays and emotional moments that defined his time in basketball. As funeral arrangements continued privately behind the scenes, reports began circulating that members of the Gonzaga basketball community were also organizing ways to honor Clarke during memorial events. Coaches and former teammates from his college years have spoken publicly about his humility and relentless work ethic, qualities they say made him special far beyond basketball. One former coach described Clarke as the kind of player every team hopes for but rarely finds, praising not only his athletic ability, but also his kindness toward teammates and staff members. Meanwhile, fans continue discussing how sudden the loss feels for someone who was still viewed as being in the prime years of his career. Clarke had battled injuries in recent seasons, but he remained deeply connected to the game and to the Memphis organization throughout his recovery process. As speculation around the circumstances of his passing continues online, officials have remained cautious regarding public statements. No confirmed official cause of death has been publicly released, and authorities have urged the public to avoid spreading unverified rumors during this difficult time. Instead, the focus within the basketball world has shifted toward honoring Clarke's life and the impact he had on those around him. Reports suggest that portions of the funeral service may include video tributes featuring key moments from Clarke's career, including his Gonzaga highlights, NBA playoff appearances, and personal moments shared with teammates and family members. Emotional speeches are also expected from individuals who knew him closely throughout different stages of his life. For many fans, the tragedy has become a reminder of how deeply athletes can affect communities beyond sports. Brandon Clarke was admired not only for his skill, but also for the calm and grounded personality he carried throughout his career. Even during difficult moments, including injuries and setbacks, he maintained a reputation for positivity and professionalism. Coaches frequently praised his willingness to support teammates and maintain focus regardless of circumstances. As news about the funeral service spreads, basketball fans across the country continue to share stories about meeting Clarke at games, community events, and autograph signings. Many describe him as approachable, respectful, and genuinely appreciative of the support he received throughout his career. Within the NBA, emotional tributes have continued to emerge daily. Analysts, former players, and sports commentators have reflected on Clarke's role as one of the league's most underrated contributors, someone whose impact often extended far beyond statistics. Ja Morant, who spent years playing alongside Clarke in Memphis, is among those rumored to be deeply affected by the loss. Fans have especially revisited moments of celebration and chemistry between the two players, remembering how Clarke became an important part of the Grizzlies' young core during some of the franchise's most exciting seasons. At Gonzaga, students and supporters have also organized memorial gatherings in Clarke's honor. His connection to the university remains strong, with many remembering his NCAA tournament performances as defining moments in modern Gonzaga basketball history. The emotional response surrounding his funeral reflects just how respected he was throughout every level of the sport. And while official details continue to remain mostly private, the overall message coming from teammates, coaches, and fans is clear. Brandon Clarke will be remembered not only as an exceptional athlete, but as someone whose character left a lasting impression on everyone around him. In the end, funerals are often about more than goodbye. They become moments where stories are shared, memories are preserved, and the true impact of a person's life becomes visible through the people they touched. For Brandon Clarke, that impact appears enormous. From college basketball arenas to NBA playoff games, from locker room friendships to fan admiration, his journey created connections that continue to resonate even after his passing. As the basketball world prepares to say its final farewell, one thing remains certain: Brandon Clarke's legacy will continue to live on through the teammates he inspired, the fans who supported him, and the unforgettable energy he brought every time he stepped onto the court.